Hi, my name is Bam. Welcome back to my channel and another installment of Dissertation Diaries. What a week it has been, and it is Wednesday. How do I explain what a mess, I don't know if I can swear yet, what a mess yesterday was? So first I'll give a little update of how my dissertation is going, because I did go to the library today and I should be able to get my first chapter finished by the end of the week. By Friday, to be honest. If not tomorrow, depending on how well or how exhausting therapy is tomorrow morning and how loud whatever cafe I find myself in is, / how uncomfortable the chairs are. So, dissertation is going okay, all things considered. I'm still a little bit scared and a little bit stressed, but we're moving. Now, yesterday. So we have people doing work outside of our building, like the National Grid doing work outside of our building, which on its own would be fine, right? Except we didn't get any warning. No warning whatsoever. And what do? It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We didn't even know they were really setting up outside. Boom, the power goes out, the lights off, fridge, freezer off, the Wi-Fi gone. My flatmate has an essay due the next day. I've got my dissertation to do. Can we do them? No. So we have to make an emergency exit of our building, which we did have to check because our building has an electric door on it and we didn't know what happened when the entire building's power went out, what happened to that door. So we did have to do a check of seeing if one of us got locked out, because then if we did, we had to come back in through the window and be trapped here. But thankfully, you know, electricians are intelligent people, so the door just was off effectively and we could just leave. So that was fine, you know, but also having to just leave like unprecedented is not good for my mental health. Like, for added context, for anybody who like doesn't know, I don't know how often I actually mention it, but I'm autistic and I have ADHD. So usually when I'm gonna go somewhere, I have to like plan and prepare. And I didn't get the chance to do that. And not only did we have to exit our flat like at 3:30 in the afternoon, unprompted, we were in the middle of a thunderstorm when that happened. Like, it was pouring down with rain. We could hear the thunder outside. And then my flatmate also had a meeting, so we went to the library, was busy. She had no earphones. She couldn't do the meeting with a bunch of people around. So we go to like this normally relatively quiet area in another building, also lots of people. So then we're traversing our campus, which isn't very big, to find a room that she can have her meeting in and I can just sit and do some of my reading. And it took us like half an hour to do that, but we did eventually like find a place after going to our work to complain to our manager about what an afternoon we'd already had. And yeah, so we ended up staying on campus for about an hour and a half and then coming back, and thankfully the power got turned back on. But we didn't have any food in the house because we haven't had a chance to go and do shopping because like work, and we've just been very like distracted. So then we had to go back out in the rain to go and collect dinner because the working people, the people that would have been working outside, basically barricaded off our building. And like, so we could, it's not like we could order any food because they couldn't get in. So we had to just go out in the rain. So, you know, to a normal person that might not sound particularly like stressful, but as an autistic person, I was on the verge of a meltdown. Like, you don't understand unless like you get like the neurodivergencies of like leaving and doing something without planning for it first. There's just something about like doing unprompted tasks that just does not compute in my brain, and it stresses me out. So like, you know, we just went to the chippy that's like 10 minutes away, and thankfully the rain had chilled out as we were coming back, so our food didn't get wet or anything. But yeah, I was just, even just for like the 2 hours that was occurring, I was exhausted. And I know this because it was like 8 p.m. and I had a nap. I fell asleep without meaning to, and I slept for about 10 minutes. It was literally only 10 minutes, but that had me wired for another 5 hours, and I didn't get to sleep until 1:30 in the morning, and then I slept for a following 10 hours and woke up at 11 this morning, nearly missed my meeting with a mentor of mine, and then like also woke up stuffy because I was in the middle of a thunderstorm yesterday. So yesterday was a mess, and today I spent 3.5 hours in the library until my earphones ran out and I got hungry and had to leave because we're not allowed food in the library. So, but first chapter is nearly done, and hopefully if I can focus, I can potentially get at least half of it written tomorrow. So that's the plan. Thank you for listening to me rant, especially at the start of this little week. Again, we'll be going to Sunday, and potentially, most likely, I will have like one last like dissertation video next week, because then my deadline will be over, and if I've not got it in, then I've failed. But after that, it will just be a couple of other things to get my last 2 essays in, because I have a week to write 2 essays after my dissertation is in. So A, wish me luck. B, have fun watching me stress in another video, because if I don't film one, I just won't. I'll collapse. So tomorrow, I honestly, because of how bad my sleep has been the past few days, I'm probably not going to get to sleep for another like several hours. There is a moth on my wall. But thankfully my therapy isn't until noon, so even if I wake up at 11, that still gives me like half an hour to like wake up and get dressed, and then I will either find myself in the Costa that is across the road from my therapy building, or I will see what the state of the Starbucks is. And then obviously I've got another session in the library on Friday, so I will be there for another 4 hours to get hopefully chapter 2 work done. And then the weekend, Saturday, I will probably find myself another cafe or the library, depending on how I'm feeling. And then Sunday will most likely be like a half rest day where I'll do like a bit of work at home, but mostly just kind of taking a breather, because even though I don't really have time to do that, I need it, or mentally I will just give up. So that's what the start of my week has been. And if it gets worse, I am on the verge, guys. So wish me luck, and I will see you probably on Friday. After that little library stint, I will fill you in on how things are going. See you later. Hello, it's like 2 weeks after I filmed that last clip, and I wanted to give some updates because things went a little bit awry. It was going good, and then it wasn't. And I'm not going to go into too much detail for like my own personal privacy, but it was mental health related, and that's all I'll say. So basically, I haven't submitted my dissertation. I did miss my deadline, and it's about half finished. I do have the whole introduction and the whole of my first chapter all finished, aside from like proofreading needing to be done, and I do have several paragraphs of my second chapter done, but I still have stuff to finish with that one. But I'm taking a breather from it for a little bit, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But yeah, I didn't submit my dissertation because of things that happened in my personal life, which I'm not going to talk about. But I'm like ending this little video here because I do want to like film other stuff in the coming weeks just for my own sanity. But yeah, so yesterday, well, Monday and Tuesday were a bit of a horror show. It's Saturday currently. And Wednesday I was starting to sort things out. Thursday I had therapy again. My sessions have been have been upgraded to an hour instead of half an hour, which is a slay. Yeah, I've just sort of collected a bunch of stuff, and I have submitted a form for extenuating circumstances so that hopefully, fingers crossed, I can resubmit my dissertation when it's all finished in August, and get all of the marks that I like deserve for it instead of being capped at 40. And I've also asked for extenuating circumstances for an assignment that would be due on this coming Wednesday, because I haven't had time because of other things and longer mental health stuff. So we'll see how that appeal goes. I probably won't hear back for another like month. So I'm just going to kind of have to sit with that anxiety for a bit. But I do have one essay left that I do want to do, that I might, film a video for, but it's due on the 5th of June. It is currently the 27th of May, and I'm doing it on the Hunger Games, which I read earlier this year, though I still have to finish Mockingjay. That's like an important part of prepping for this essay. I have to finish Mockingjay. But yeah, so going forward, I'm finishing that essay, and then I'm taking a 2-week break to play the new Zelda game. And then after that, I will be being a bit more regular with going to the library and getting work done. And my dissertation will be the first thing I finish. So in a few weeks, I will pick up like this series again just to finish it off and see how we go. But for now, it's going to be on pause just while I take a breather and a break and kind of recollect myself. I'm doing a lot better at the end of this week than I was doing at the start, which is nice. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to film in the meantime, if I'm going to film anything. It might just be some casual content. I have the flat to myself for the next like month, so it's not like I'm gonna really have to worry about being in the way. So I won't promise anything, but up until the end of summer, university content will continue, and then at the end of August I will be free and I can go back to reading content and writing content and all of that stuff. I might film like a life vlog here and there, but we'll see. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give that update and just close out this video because it had been a little while since I actually spoke to you guys about what was going on. But yeah, general updates. Dissertation is not in. I'm appealing to get extenuating circumstances, and hopefully that will be accepted, and I can just prep all of my resit work during June and July to submit in August, and I will probably talk a little bit more about that on video, just to log it and keep myself sane as I go. But yeah, like and subscribe, I guess. Leave a comment if you want. I'm willing to answer any more questions about my dissertation anybody has. Yeah, don't know what I'm gonna upload next, if I'm gonna upload anything. I still don't know when I'm gonna jump back on Instagram. Hopefully in the coming months. If not, it will be after August, but
we will see. It will probably literally be whenever I finish my last resit effectively, but we'll see. But you can follow me on there. It will be linked in the description if you would like to await when I will post again. And periodically I'll post on my stories probably, but no promises. And no promises for what my update schedule is going to be like at the moment, because I'm just trying to keep my life in order, and who knows if that will include filming. So yeah, see you next time, whenever that may be. Bye.